What is going on, everyone? It is Sir Agamund, and I am back playing the Divide and Conquer submod, or well, I guess now it's just a real mod. Playing the elves of, well, the elves and humans of Dorwinion. Of course, you all know that by now. This is what, part 11, I think. Anyway, right, let's get back to it. I think we were at an end turn phase. Right, we must have been. I'm just going to press that and see what happens. Anyway, our plans on this episode, we are going to train an army in Saint-Ennui, as we do, and we will be sending a force over to Winterian Eor, I think is what it's called, that little castle to the north of the Sea of Rhûn. I want to have complete control over that territory so that we can maximize the income we get from the sea trade. Oh, and I moved our ship the wrong way, but that's okay. We can move him back. In other news, fairly recently, the DCI Last Alliance mod has been released for Third Age Total War version 3.2. It's a submod of that instead of a standalone, which Divide and Conquer is. And I've been looking at it. I don't know if I'm really ready to play it. I think it still has a lot that needs to be refined and added. It has promise, but I think it's in such an early stage of development that I'm a little hesitant on playing it, other than just like looking at the map. I think there are some things that are pretty cool about it. But I was thinking maybe I could do a playthrough of it. The faction I'm looking at is actually the Hillmen of the North, who are basically like a medieval version of Angmar and Divide and Conquer, or I guess a pre-version of them. It's set like 3,000 years before this, before Divide and Conquer is set. So they are quite different than Angmar is currently. And they seem to have some interesting scripts. Oh, are we being attacked outside of the settlement? Oh, okay. Should we retreat here? Oh no, we were under... Oh no, they did attack us. Okay, so I guess here we go. We're not going to let that army be controlled by the AI. Captain Vidugavia is the force in the settlement, but then we have Vinelord Swain coming in with cavalry. But anyway, I'm thinking either Mordor or the Hillmen of the North if I do play it. The one thing that got me interested is that they have these Forward Wraith seal hunters, which are like javelin Eskimos for lack of a better term. I don't know if Eskimo is culturally inappropriate or not. I don't think it's a bad word, but I've heard some people say it is, so I will just call them what they are, and say that they are the seal hunters of Forward Wraith. And they have deer hunters too, they have bowmen. But I thought that was kind of interesting. There seemed to be some interesting scripts. I only played around for it as a couple turns, but I feel like there's a lot that needs to be added and refined and balanced to the campaign. Anyway, now we must defend Var Fest from the forces of Mordor. They have these must be Sauron's will, a bunch of Morannon, or no, these are the Uruk Halberds, more Uruk Halberds, so lots of those. So there's going to be no shortage of AP, Uruk Warband, and I think these are the Morannon Guard. So just a lot of orcs that we need to fight, and we don't honestly have a lot. This is our captain, so he's going to probably have to hold out over there. Thankfully, we have some crossbows. We can make decent use of them shooting down at these guys and whoever else. But all in all, we are low on forces. We can leave some levies here, and hopefully these crossbows will be just out of range from those towers. I'm hoping to get all of them deployed onto this wall if I can. Can we get a nice long line here? That would be ideal. There we go. So if we spaghetti line that, hold this area with levies, and then bring these levies over here. If we can spaghetti line this, at least on that end, we should be able to get lots of shots in, and then we can rearrange our forces. We can't fit them up here, but we could put the Dorwinion infantry. That's perfect. And then, yeah, our cavalry, they are very, very weak, so that's pretty much just going to be one retinue and then some Thorn patrollers. And then we have Vineyard Levy Bowmen. I think if I put them here, they can shoot backwards over the walls. That looks like that would be ideal. And then, yeah, they stay there. Is there anyone else we're missing? I think we've got everyone on the walls. So, yeah, our cavalry's just going to head immediately out of the gates. And then our paladins and Ravanian riders and mercenaries from the back will need to rush up here as quickly as they can. Alright, Thorn Patrollers are just going to have to shoot whatever they can hit. So this is going to be kind of a... This is going to be a pretty tough battle, I'm not gonna lie here. I'm not expecting to do well with this. Alright, do they have archers? Oh yeah, they do. We do need to take care of those archers. So we'll have those guys go over here. But yeah, I might do Hillmen of the North. That might be an interesting campaign. Although I'm not completely sold on it yet because the mod is still in its infancy stages. So we'll see what I decide to do. Alright, crossbows. I want you to shoot these orc maulers if you can. Everyone else can just fire at will. Alright, you guys hit those orc archers, and then, yeah, I need our reinforcements to get in here. Including our paladins. Are we getting javelins shown in here, or are those just the crossbows? That must just be the crossbows. We should do okay. I mean, we have towers to help defend. But yeah, cavalry is not amazing against orc archers. I mean, not these cavalry. The privateers will do alright, but even they're getting kind of messed up. We need a full unit here, not just 8. But yeah, in other news, I've been playing a little bit of Vermintide lately. I do enjoy that game. And I was thinking maybe I will just go ahead and do some videos on that. Nothing set in stone yet. Right. Oh, Thorn Patrollers are routing, and all they did was hit the orc archers. That's not good. But at least we have our proper cavalry coming in now. We can actually flank the back of these black orcs here and get a good rear penalty, like a rear flank on them. Hopefully do some damage. Alright, now pull out. Looks like they are going to be getting to the gates soon, so we actually don't have any reinforcements on the ground. We can take these levies and pull them off. Alright, how are you guys doing? Alright, hit those archers. Ravanian riders, also hit those archers. We have some privateer axemen, I'll have those guys hit the black urks. I did want to say, Jelvin the half-elven commented on the last part and did mention that we will get half-elven trait generals because of, what's his name? Us taking Avalon and Norway into the army and into the family tree. So that is, I thought that was actually very interesting. I didn't know that that was going to be a thing. Axemen, you get charging. We have to be careful because there's now all these spears. And that's going to kind of hurt our forces. But this should be their general unit, so as long as we can get decent charges on them, we should do okay damage. But yeah, it will be interesting if we see some half-elven generals in our forces. I think that should just be a trait that the men of Dorwinion just kind of get as like a random chance. I think that'd be kind of neat. Alright, these privateer cavalry aren't going to be doing anything. Riders pull out. Looks like we might get sandwiched here. We need to finish off this one unit if we can. Paladins, I want you to hit those Morannon Guard. We've almost routed these Orc Archers, so let's try to take them out. Also, did want to give a little appreciation just for all the... I really enjoy like seeing the comments, and we're at like 373 subs. I never thought I'd even get, that far. I thought this was going to be a casual channel, but I'm glad that you guys are enjoying the content that I'm throwing out there. It gives me good motivation to keep going. And, I'm hoping to honestly make something out of it. And speaking of future plans, I am considering doing another beta campaign, but I do want to get permission, of course, before I just go ahead and do that. How did these Morannon Guard break? That's awesome. Yeah, capture them. Screw these Black Uruks. Hit these. Come on, capture them. I don't want them getting away. How strong are these Uruks anyway? 9 and 16. So they're average. They're not incredibly strong. But yeah, I guess they can't take our privateer axemen. Oh yeah, cool. We kill a general, so they should be routing. Even though these are Uruks and these are basically the best of the best that Mordor has. Even they have poor morale when they're not led by a proper general. Let's spread out our axemen and try to get a proper full charge across this whole line of Black Uruks. Here they come in. Axes high. There we go. That is brutal. Alright, yeah, that is quite a bit of damage. Alright, Paladins, go force up. Oh, looks like the Orc Maulers are going to charge. Let's go ahead and hit them. We're actually going to do alright. We're probably going to rout most of them off. They haven't even broken down the gate. They seem to be unable to figure that out. However, the Sauron's will are on the walls here, so we need to find something to deal with them. We're out of ammo, so that's not great. Alright, High Paladins, go ahead and get a charge in here. Swain, you need to do all the work in the world right now. Crossbows, are you getting good shots? They're in a long enough line. I think they should be able to hit these Uruk halberds. But yeah, I would ideally, if it's okay with the modding team, whenever it's done, this is, you know, this is still probably a long whiles off, would be like a Reunited Kingdom campaign. Of course, playing either the Dunedain or Gondor. I think Gondor might be funner to do. I haven't really played them a whole lot, you know, in recent times. I usually don't like the grind, but I'm interested to see how they play with the barracks event removal. I think that could be kind of fun. But of course, you know, that hasn't happened yet, so we do have to wait. We're not getting great shots. I'm going to switch to those Morannon Guard. Let's see, we do need to take out these Orc hosts and then deal with these ones. We'll deal with the spears last, since they are good against cavalry, of course. Alright, here's a good charge coming in to the flank. The Orc host taking a good amount of damage and pull out. Oh, we still have these two guys ready to fight. That's good. Archers, are you actually able to shoot these guys yet? Are we going to see any volleys coming in? I see a couple arrows, but I think that's from the towers. Oh, here we go. That's an actual volley. Okay, yeah. So they have to have some distance away from the walls for us to actually get proper shots on them. Privateers. Looks like we're going to get flanked here, so let's go ahead and countercharge with the paladins and then charge with the privateer cavalry. We might take some damage from our crossbows, but I think that should apply a lot of morale penalties. Yep, there they go. Alright, crossbows, stop firing or shoot at someone else. And we're routing all of these forces, so that is fantastic. Privateer X-Men have taken a lot of casualties, but we have, you know, they've done amazing work for us. So now I think all we need to do is capture the rest of the Orc host, capture all of these Morannon Guard. But yeah, if it's not going to be Gondor or, you know, Reunited Kingdom, maybe a Mordor campaign. Although I think someone in the community, I think, just started a Mordor campaign. I have to check who it is, so I'm not sure about that. Our hot seats, we are about to work on turn 10. I'm just waiting for Hawk to finish his turn. He's playing Khand, and then I'll be doing my 10th turn as the Ardenheim. And then once we are 5 turns up from there, all of us are going to be uploading our 10th turns to YouTube, so that all of those will be uploaded. We're getting like a 5-turn like intermission, so that no one can like see the recent turns of everyone else. Although for the most part, I think we all know where everyone, you know, is. We have like a 15-turn ceasefire, but after that ends, all hell will break loose. I'm sure our Isengard and Rohan players and Gondor and Mordor players are just gonna come in, you know, just heavy with the fighting. And since I'm playing the Ardenheim in a standard Umbar start, I realized I have one big difficulty that I'm gonna have to deal with, and that is culture management. I have low culture in all of my starting settlements, and in fact in Ardumir and the other like castle that's in the area that I can get in the early game, they don't even have enough culture to train like even the Corsair units. So I'm a little bit behind in terms of that. All right, we should be able just to finish off the Sauron's Will by flanking them. Their morale's really low. They've taken a lot of damage. I doubt our levies have done anything, but I bet it's been the towers just slowly killing them. That just shows the power of towers when you've got them fighting all game. Oh, we missed our charge there because we gave them another command order, but that's okay. We actually used up like all of our ammo. Oh, yep, and here they go. They are routing. So let's send our levies out of the gate. Vineyard levies can go flank these orc maulers. And yeah, this battle is over. Although someone's over here. Oh no, those are just routing orcs. But yeah, another campaign might be interested to play. Erebor is one of my favorite factions, so you know, maybe we'll get some more dwarf action. We killed 95%, so let's just get out of here. Heroic victory. That, yeah, they need a proper general or a Nazgul to lead their forces, otherwise they're just gonna get completely crumped here. Or they need to build more siege equipment. I don't know why they only went with 1 tower and 1 ram. I guess they wanted to rush us. But crossbows on the walls, if you have them all in one line on the ramparts, most of them should be able to get their shots off. Sometimes the ramparts will actually block them though. So those are those, or what are they called? I don't know if it's the ramparts, because I think, isn't ramparts just part of a wall? It's like those, crevices, or I think it starts with a C. It's like those little square blocks on the wall. Oh, we're gonna ransom them, but they don't want to give us money. But it's like those little square blocks on the walls to help like kind of block arrow fire. Crossbows have a hard time shooting over those. I swear it starts with a C. Cremellations, I think that's what it is. Someone tell me if I'm wrong about that, but I think those are what those little square blocks are. They're good from a defensive, standpoint, but in Medieval 2, of course, if that block is in front of the archer, they won't be able to shoot through it. They'll do an upward shot, unless the enemy is far enough away. Oh, what is going on here? It's stuck on Dunland? Okay, that gave me a little heart attack. I was like, did the game just crash? But no, we're good. There won't be a new beta campaign for a little while. The other reason for that, even though I want to do it, is currently it is very unstable. We're dealing with lots of crashes in the testing phase. Even just at like turn 1, there's been some issues. So I won't be starting anything new or updating this one. And that's a shame because I need to find out if it's save game compatible, if you can add models during a save game, because oh, Norway, you want to marry Lou, I guess? Yeah, why not? Welcome to the family. Madaram has a merchant's guild. We will take that, see how much money that gives us. 20, that's not bad. But I would like to give the upgraded armor model for the Dorwinion armsmen to us. And also, even the base unupgraded version, they add elves to that unit, just like the Dor-Winion infantry. Let's take a look at our family tree. We have Celduin, the adopted son of Swain here. I think Swain, yeah, he only has one blood child, and that would be Witherkind. Everyone else is adopted, or they were trained. Even Norway's under him. That's kind of weird. There's like a little split here in the family tree. But anyway, Norway's under Rutland. Hopefully he and Lou will start pumping out some half-elven children, like just how Athelsintha should be, although she's not going to be able to lead our armies, so I don't know if we'll get to see those traits. I don't think you can see traits for your daughters. But once they do become of age, you can marry them, of course. And then we have, who's the blood child? We have the blood daughter of Forthwin, Arva, who married Eric, and they have a child, Hamar. And then Frodir, even though he died, he has his 2 sons that in 15 years or so will lead our forces to grandeur. Here we go. Santonwi has Dorwinion armsmen, so we are going to pump out a proper force here, although there's not too much to train. Let's grab some of these, just a little bit of everything and some Thorn Guard. That'll be a decent force. And then we should upgrade our buildings here. Let's take a look at the building browser. We finished the winery, so we might as well go for the Vintner's Guild House and get that upgraded. That would give us more population, more trade, more flat income, happiness. Everything there is amazing for us. We can't upgrade the settlement, but still having more population means more taxes, means more income. So we'll get that, and then we also, the other thing we could go if we really want to stack those morale bonuses with the Sword Singers Academy is we could grab the last tier of the culture buildings, the Hero Shrine, which will give +3 morale. I don't know if that's cumulative or if it's kind of like recruitment slots where it's the highest one goes. But if that does work, then that's +3 there, +9 from Sword Singers Academy. So I'm pretty sure that would just make even our levies nearly fight to the death. They'd have so much morale. It doesn't say what the exact numerical stat is, it just says poor here, but I'd imagine it would make them pretty decent. Other than that, we just have communal farming done in Viltur. We're not too worried about this settlement. I mean, we could go for more growth and just try to get these places into proper cities, but I think we need to focus on frontline settlements and our key settlements back home. Looks like everything's already building except for Forthwind's Rest, where we could get a market, which would give us about 100 more gold, or we could grab a trading post, which would do about the same. We'll just grab that first and then work on that income. So we are blockading this port. They have the ships. We need to watch them. If they load up this army, they might be able to take Naburka. But anyway, let's send you back to Karasant. Do we have any forces that can immediately head out? We have about 5 troops here. We need a general to lead them. We could send a Thala, but he's kind of our He's kind of our go-to governor here. Maybe we could send Vine Regent Holland out, although he's making us like 2,000 gold. That's amazing. Do we have anyone else who can lead an army? I guess there's Orduklox. Is he decent? We'd either send him or we could send Avalyn. We don't really have a proper general here. Everyone is kind of meant for management. That's a tough choice. We have Norway in the south. Oh, actually, we could send Norway up there. Norway could go up here, grab these forces, send them over on the ships. I think that'll be a good idea. Because we're not too concerned about En Mahad. We will get a spy down in the south, but let's check the north first. I just have Rhubarb. Yeah, we've got Rhûn on the ropes. So we'll send Harfast down here to get eyes on Mordor. Do we have anyone else who's closer? I think that's it. I mean, this guy's in Carverad, so he's going to go west. And then Edwardin. Should we send him to Dorthalu? That's going to be a hard place to defend, and if we take that, Mordor might just come up here. So that might not be a good idea. Let's just let them grow that. I don't think Logarth is ready to have, for us to leave it yet. We need more culture and public order, as well as free upkeep. We have 1, 2, 3 slots, so we could actually grab these 3 units. They'd all be free here, and then this army could head out, but I don't think they can head out yet. If we do this, yeah, it's red. It might just rebel next turn. But no matter. Maybe if we just put the horse archers back, 65%. I think that'll work because we'll get these 3 guys next turn for public order, and then these guys can all go out with Edwin. And let's have them build a tower here. And if we need to, we can try to get 900 gold for more axemen. But I think we'll be okay here. Now once these troops are out, we can send the horse archers out. And Edwin's an amazing general, so this army should be able to head out, take Bur Southis, and then maybe we wrap up to the northeast. We definitely need Dale and, what are they called? Dale and the Free Peoples of Anduin, the Vale of Anduin, to head out there as well. We could actually have Swain grab Dorthalu. That might actually work. That's a good idea. Why didn't I think of that earlier? So Swain, you take some of your forces. Let's take the cavalry, some of these levies, and let's take the Dorwinion infantry out. It's a very ragtag force, very A-team, but I think they can do it. I mean, we're getting all of these forces here in one turn anyway, so Var Fest will have a stronger garrison. These guys, they're just going to stay here and retrain. Captain Markin's heading down. Oh, this is perfect. We have some cavalry heading down to defend En Mahad. Although, yeah, it'll be good to have some cavalry down here to defend it. Hopefully we can get a general down in this area soon. Of course, we have more generals coming of age. We don't really need to worry about Fourth Wind's Rest, so we're going to send the Thornguard out to meet up with Norway. And then we'll send these Thornbladesmen back to Strandost for retraining. Vidukind, we'll actually bring you up to the port. And then these guys, yeah, we'll send you 4 out. It'll take them 2 turns to get there. If we can train a new ship, that might be a good idea. We need 900 gold, so let's see if we can actually snag 900 from anyone. Maybe with Angmar, if we sell the map information. They're bankrupt, so I don't know if this is going to work. Okay, perfect, it did. So we'll use that just to grab a ship. We'll consider it that we traded them map information for a boat. I think that's, I think that's pretty fair.
Yes.
I forget who it was. I started watching someone. I think it was Lionheart, he has a very big Total War YouTube. He just started a High Elven campaign, and he was saying like he doesn't like to use the map information. He's saying it's kind of like an exploit, and I can see that to a point. But at the same time, I mean, you can buy the AI's map information, so if they want to buy it from you, I think it's perfectly fair. But I can also understand where he comes from. It might be a little gamey. Anyway, I think that's all we can do for this turn. I wish we could get the Masters Merchant Guild, or the global one, but that must be somewhere else. I would love to get a second diplomat, unless it's in Mistrand. Actually, we never looked at that, did we? What did they get here? Oh no, they don't have a guild at all. It must have been like the Dragon's Wrath Guild or something. So somewhere in the world, probably Dale, they have the the Merchants Guild headquarters. So I doubt we're going to get that anytime soon. It would be nice though, because 2 diplomats getting all of that gold would be very helpful. And in other news, a little tangent is I have a new video planned out. It won't be a campaign, but it will be involving Divide and Conquer. I don't want to give too many details and put that out there. But it's going to be looking at kind of, well, I guess I'll just go ahead and say it. We're going to be looking at a history of Lord of the Ring mods for Medieval 2. And I'm going to start working on like a script for that and doing my research. But I'm going to show like some excerpts and images, maybe a little bit of gameplay from the different versions, showing map changes. I'll figure out what exactly it is I want to go about, but I think it could be an interesting and unique video. I don't think there's anything like that already on YouTube. I mean, now that I say it, I worry that someone's going to be like, ooh, that's a good idea, I'm going to steal that. But, I mean, I can't imagine any of you guys would do that. I mean, if you do, I mean, I will just watch it and I will make a better one. So if you're out there and you decide to make that video yours, I will one-up you and I will make it even better. I don't care if you put like, you could put $1,000 into like production. You could hire a full staff, an editor, and a composer, and make your own music. I will one-up you. I will make this the best. But if no one does it, then, I'll probably do it in my standard style, because I don't have the money to actually put into that. But I think it would be a fun project. I've been playing 3rd Age Total War since version, well, I guess 3.2 is when I started. Unless it was version 3, it would be a long time ago. But, I played 3rd Age Total War, MOS, Divide and Conquer. I mean, now I play DCI. So there's a whole lot to go through, and there's a lot of digging that I'm going to have to do to download older versions of everything. I know for a fact that the oldest version I found so far for Divide and Conquer was version 0.52. Maybe it was 0.51 on there. I know that's just hanging around on the Total War Center forums. So that is still available to download. I need to actually download that now. Since now that I say that, I worry that it might get taken down. And then if there's any earlier versions, I'm unaware for Divide and Conquer if there's earlier versions of that. But I'm sure there is. Whether or not it's uploaded somewhere on the internet remains to be found. Or if any of you guys happen to just have a collection of the very old versions, then I would like to get that. I don't know how long that video is going to be. It might be, I'm shooting for maybe half an hour, but I'm also just, it depends on how much there is to talk about. Because I'll be going through changes and additions and all sorts of things for that. I would like to go for mostly the big mods, but I might also go into like user submods as well. Like, I know one that I will talk about is the Heirs of Elendil submod. I know it was in version 2.2. I don't know if it was in version 3 or not. I think it might have been. But that submod was for Divide and Conquer, and they added a bunch of stuff for the Northern Dunedain. And it's a very enjoyable mod. I really liked it. Rutland and Walda, you're an adopted child. We don't need you. We need proper family members to be born. Mistran got a Merchant's Guild. We will definitely take that. And then Strondos, you have a Herbalist. Okay, that's right. We were working on population here. Looks like that's all we can get. All these buildings are expensive. Let's turn down that music a bit. I've been adjusting my sound settings, but this one song is really loud, I've noticed. This one's from Shadow of the Colossus, I think? Because I know a lot of the Dorwinion music is. Someone told me that in a much older Dorwinion episode. Whoever they were, thank you for telling me about that, because I discovered a lot of good music from that game. Alright, Enmahad, should we just focus on population here? It is on the front line. Maybe we get the, we have the armory, so let's get that to the militia garrison. That would take 8 turns, though, my goodness. But we would get extra units, 3 upgraded and experienced garrison units. But man, 8 turns just because we don't have a Mason's Hall. If we get that already, 20% is going to knock down like 1 turn from this. So we might as well grab that, make it cheaper. I can't believe they made it that expensive, but it is a permanent garrison. Mistran, Standing Stones, perfect. It doesn't even have a port? What? Okay, we're going to actually grab that next. That's going to take 6 turns, too. Why did they not build a Mason's Hall? Okay, I'm going to grab that because that's also going to shave off a turn from that, so might as well. Alright, and then we can Yeah, let's grab the shipwright in Strondost. Would that make us more money? 924? Yep, that sounds good to me. Or we could get the Great Hall and actually unlock more units. I think that's better. I mean, we need to work on our units in Morned Hell also. Anyway, we're going to get all of these elves up here, join up with Vidukind, and then we have these forces. We're still making 10,000 gold per turn, which is very nice. And we are recruiting that other ship. Is there anyone else who can get a ship? Yeah, we can get one there. We can't get one. Oh, we can get one in Strondost. So let's just expand our navy a bit. Since Rhûn does have 2 longboats here, and we need to fight those. I don't know if I could take that with just one army. Anyway, there's this army led by Captain Akonid. Tyrion and Eor, do they have any of their high-tier buildings? Doesn't look like they do. I wonder what Rhûn's up to. I think the next settlement we take will trigger their, what do you call it? It will trigger the last stand army that they get. Anyway, Captain Tate, go over to Mistrand.
Yes.
Nure, head up there as well. Nure might actually be able to go for Elgyre, I think. Because we need to wait for these guys to board the ship. Or they could board it now, but we're going to wait in case the ship gets attacked. I don't want to just send them out. Over in the south, let's move Fine Lord Swain. We're about 30 minutes in. Can we reach Dorthalu? No, we're just out of range. But Lagoren of the Neck, a proper Nazgul, is coming to besiege Logarth, it looks like. So we will need to deal with him. Let's go ahead and move up Edwin's forces. He is going to have a very formidable bodyguard of Castellans of Doguldur, as well as Mirkwood Hunters, Orc Maulers, Mirkwood Urks. So let's grab these Privateer Axemen. That'll give us some extra AP. And then we'll take the Avari Naharim and Thorn Crossbows. Logarth is still doing okay. It's at 90%. We'll use these guys to fight them. Should we bring anything else? I think this will work. Alright, and we will fight Lagoren of the Neck. Let's go ahead and do a preemptive save. I'm actually amazed at how stable this campaign has been. I don't think we crashed at all. Maybe we crashed once, but I'm pretty sure we've been okay this entire time. It looks like this might be a snowy battle over on the fields of Rhovanion. One thing I do like about the DCI mod is the fact that there is the Kingdom of Rhovanion. I really like that. In Divide and Conquer, it's basically Dorwinion becomes the Kingdom of Rhovanion, or Rhûn will become it, or if you play Dale, you can make them become the new Kingdom of Rhovanion. Although I would like to see like some type of new script just added for holding Rhovanion regions, and maybe like a little campaign thing for that, and then you unlock maybe just a couple, like an extra special unit or something for Rhovanion, and then maybe instead of getting the Rhovanion hunters and all of these guys as mercenaries, maybe you just get to train them in the region. That might be kind of a neat thing, and maybe you unlock like an armor upgrade or something. That might be something neat to have. Anyway, so since we do have to deal with the archers in the front line, we don't really have many shielded troops, just these two, so we'll put them up in the front. Although the Rhovanion hunters have shields, we'll put them in the front. They're mercenaries, they can handle that. We'll have our Dorwinion armsmen kind of do a long line on one flank, along with the axemen over here. We're going to have our privateer axemen on this flank, kind of get into a long line as well. And then we can have the Avari. These guys will be very useful, as you guys have already seen. Put them into a loose formation, Vintner Court Paladins. Yeah, I'm not worried about this battle at all, considering the forces we actually have to play with here. Put all those guys up in one spot. Let's have the Avari kind of force our enemy towards us so that we can make use of our crossbows. We have some high ground. This is actually perfect high ground. They'll be able to shoot pretty much up until they get into melee with us. I really like the way these Regents men look. I think some of the Regents units got a visual change in the latest version, and that's part of the reason I want to know if I can add the, what do you call it? If I can add the armor upgrades and model changes to a campaign in progress. If I can, then I'm going to do that. I sent a message out in the Discord for Divide and Conquer to see if anyone could answer that question for me, because that I am unsure about. Anyway, we're pretty much just going to use our cavalry here and force them to come into melee. Dor-Guldur can't really do a whole lot to us. I mean, even their Castellans are going to be pretty weak compared to the forces we have brought today. We do have to worry about the Orc Mauler since they are armor piercing, and I know a lot of these paladins rely on their armor. If we can just shoot these Castellans down with our crossbows, we'll do really well. And since Edwin is a cavalry bodyguard, and he will basically replenish his unit up to like 61 or whatever, 50 something units, so he is going to be very strong. In fact, I think, yeah, let's go ahead and charge these guys. Oh no, not like that, not like that. Pull back, guys, pull back, pull back, pull back. I want you guys to do a proper charge. Proper charge is the key word here. I want them to all be in a formation, not scattered. Since they're charging at us, we can do a ton of damage since they're going to be forcing their mass into ours. Let's turn around. Can we get a charge? Here we go. This is what I want. Charge information. We might take some damage, but yeah. When the enemy's charging your cavalry, you're just going to do tons of damage. We crushed that unit. Oh my goodness, that was almost 200 kills we did, and we didn't lose a single horse. I thought that was going to be riskier than it was. Alright, you guys shoot at those guys. Alright, you guys pull away. Privateer Axeman, let's get you into melee. And then Regent Spear Guard, Vintner Court Knights, you're doing good. Armsmen and Axe Guard, get ready for a flank. What are you guys doing? Are you guys going to throw a javelin volley? I hope you can get one more even though they're on point blank. Alright, looks like our horse archers did get caught. Can we get a charge? I don't think we can. I mean, these are melee knights, so they'll do okay in melee, of course. Let's get our armsmen to go flank these orc fighters since they're not AP, but they still have a very high attack. What is that, 11? Yeah, that's pretty decent. Orc fighters are more like they're more of a melee defense unit. Anyway, here comes the charge. Let's go ahead and have our crossbows stop shooting since we can't really get any solid shots on them. In fact, yeah, armsmen get in here as well. Axe guard, yep, just get into melee. Come on, armsmen, you guys can get into a better position. No Vine Regent will find us wanting. I really like those voice lines. I think they're really well done. Anyway, yep, let's go ahead and stop the fire at will. Please don't want to do more damage to our mercenaries, or otherwise they won't fight for us. Alright, and looks like those guys, the Dorgolder host here, are just going to get crushed by our cavalry. Have we even lost a horse yet? I don't think we have. Yeah, no, our cavalry's just that good. Who would have thought the new kingdom in Ravanion would have such amazing cavalry? It just shows you, like, imagine if every bodyguard still had the cavalry in it. That would just be insane because you can do so much damage with them. It doesn't have that the orc factions don't really have anything to deal with that. They don't really have high mass. They just get crushed by cavalry charges, and they have poor morale. I mean, sure, they have high numbers, but those high numbers don't really work against the human faction. Which I kind of like. You know, I like how you can play, you know, these human factions and fight just tons of orcs. I would kind of like to see more things, kind of like how it's set up with, what do you call it, Gundabad, where Gundabad has very elite orcs. You will take casualties fighting the orcs of Gundabad. You can't just, you know, only suffer a couple hundred, you know, losses, or, you know, a couple of losses fighting a full stack of goblins. But you fight Gundabad, expect to take damage. I wonder if they should just raise maybe the morale of the orcs, or maybe raise like mass stats to help them deal with cavalry. Although I don't know how balanced that would really make the game if they can take cavalry charges better than someone else. Because I mean, in the movies, you know, it's amazing when the riders of Rohan just crush a unit of orcs. But I mean, when you've got these paladins here running into 200 orcs and there's only 56 of them, can they really be expected to kill the entire unit? I mean, granted, that is just, you know, Medieval 2 in a nutshell. Looks like are they actually retreating with the Nazgul? He is just getting out of here. He might not be trying to fight us. We did lose about 10 Vintner Court Knights, so let's push them up here. We are going to get a couple more shots into the flanks of these Castellans, and then we will get a rear charge. So yeah, let's stop the fire at will now. They're running away. Oh, no, they stopped moving. If a unit's running away, that's your best shot at avoiding cavalry damage, oddly enough. And then, of course, but getting charged in the back while standing still is not going to help you at all. The Castellans versus Paladins. This is actually a fair fight. They have 11-27. With our stat bonuses, we're 16-27. So same attack. But, I mean, we outnumber them. We have the same defense, a higher attack. Yeah, we should be able to deal with this Nazgul, no problem. Yeah, they're just getting crushed. Let's go ahead and charge those Uruks who are now routing. It is just the Nazgul. Which is one thing that is Mordor and Dol Guldur strength, is how good of generals the Nazgul are. The Orcs will typically fight to the last when they've got a Nazgul general. Here comes the last charge. That should pretty much take down the Nazgul guy. Lagoren. I think it would be interesting if all those Nazgul generals had unique like bodyguards or unique looks. I mean, it makes sense that they'd have the look from the movies, of course. They'd be in like that hooded figure. But I do think it would be cool if they gave him some kind of unique thing, like maybe the Haradrim, like the Harad guy, maybe had some red clothing on him, kind of like maybe like Agendaur, but it was like, you know, golden robes. And if Kamul the Easterling had the look from the tabletop, oh geez, don't. Oh my goodness, what just happened? We just crossbow volleyed our knights. That's not good. Let's not do that again, shall we? Alright, let's just let the crossbows deal with that. Oh, those poor knights. Oh, that is sad. I think it'd be interesting, if you guys haven't seen it, look up the Middle-earth strategy battle game, Kamul the Easterling model. He is amazing, and I think that would be really cool to see in this mod. I also saw a custom version of him that was done by someone, where they put him on like a fell beast and they gave the fell beast like some Easterling armor, and I just thought that was like amazing. So I think it would be cool if Kamul had like gold, kind of like that golden armor that Rhûn has. Jeez, that Nazgul is tanky. My goodness, lad. Let's pull away with the crossbows, get the Regent's Bogard in position. Come on, pull out, lads. We need to get one more volley on him. Pull out. I don't want to take any more friendly fire. Of course, he will fight to the death. He is unbreakable. Oh no, that poor crossbowman. Slain in battle by a Morgul blade. Oh, he went down finally. Alright, so we took out Lagoren, but we will see him again in like 10 turns. Of course, most kills goes to the Vintner Court Paladins. Edwin is such an amazing like bodyguard. It's just absurd. I mean, Dorwinion was never really meant to be a hard campaign, at least not in this version. They were harder in earlier versions when like the crossbows were weaker and Rhûn was stronger. And of course, you didn't get these free units. I don't even think the Avari horse archers was that great in previous versions. I could be wrong on that. But I think it's just fun, when, especially when you have elves, but you also have a human faction, and you just are very powerful. But of course, you know, not like uber tier elven powerful or uber tier dwarven powerful. I like Dorwinion. I like just the theme of their roster. I like the colors. Edwin, yeah, we might as well get you in the family. I mean, who would you go under though? It doesn't say, so yeah, we'll just put him in here. He went under... Did he go under no one? I think he's just off on his own. Oh no, there he is. He's under Rutland, under Swain. Not like that matters really. I consider this more of like a council of nobles in the, you know, there's some family of course, but it's a lot of just the nobles of Dorwinion.
Your orders,
Right.
my lord.
We'll keep moving up for Burst South this next turn as Fine Lord Swain gets ready for the engagement there. Do we still have a recruitment pool of mercenaries? No, we do not. We'll send Captain Harkin down to Enmahad just temporarily to help us defend this place. We do need to get a proper garrison. And even in Mataram, we'll grab the militia garrison there since it is on our front. And then Norway, you're moving out. We will eventually send a force down into Khand. I would like to expand down there. Would be very interesting. But I do want to consolidate all of the Sea of Rhûn. And then, yeah, we do need to retrain these guys, but I think that's all we can do in this turn. Let's just check our diplomat, see if we can get any more map information from anyone. We'll send him down to the elves next. And then there's Thrain in the Old Forest Road. We already have map information with them. So let's check Anduin. They should be... Oh, perfect, there they are.
proposition.
We won't actually sell map information. Let's just get the map colored, because I like to do that. That's cool. They still have fast trade. They start with him, so it's cool that he's still alive. Wow, they are not doing well. They only have like these 3 settlements. But hopefully with us putting pressure on Dor Guldur, that kind of helps them rebound. So let's move on to the next turn. It's going to be turn 61. So in most campaigns, in version 4.5, the current version, this is when the barracks event would finally happen, and you'd be able to start building up your 2nd and 3rd tier barracks. You could actually pump out your elites. But I'm really glad that you know, that whole event's being removed. I'm sure they could still use it. Like, I'm sure you could still use like time-based events to unlock certain other units, like in the campaign. Kind of like how in Base Medieval 2, that whole like feature is set so that like at certain times you'll eventually unlock like gunpowder and like cannons and, you know, like heavy knights, and like, you know, you'll get into like the kind of pike and shot era in the late game. I really like that. I feel like there could still be a way to implement that in this mod, but I'm not really sure, because it's like it's great to be basically like you build the infrastructure, you get your units, and there's not really like, unless you wanted to get weird and like start adding gunpowder late, you know, there's not really any need for any event. But I'm sure, you know, they could still have something like some type of like unit that's reserved for like the super late game or something. But I don't know. I don't really know what you could do with that unless you did add like, you started to go into like a 4th age and maybe start adding like, oh, gunpowder is now being developed, which I don't think gunpowder is a stretch from Lord of the Rings, but not in the current timeline of Lord of the Rings. I think, you know, going into the 4th age and onward, I would say yes, it would definitely be a possibility. I mean, Saruman had black powder. He made a bomb. So I would say it's definitely possible for, in some time, for the humans, if, you know, I doubt the dwarves would do it if they're kind of receding in the 4th age, but the humans of Middle-earth could most certainly eventually develop, you know, tech for gunpowder and firearms. Although that would definitely not happen at the end of the 3rd age. That would not happen in the first couple of years in the 4th age. I would say, you know, in time. But I mean, I know for a fact that the team doesn't really want to go with gunpowder. But that would be the only thing I could still see you wanting to have like a barracks event for, like a 4th age event. Maybe something that takes like, if Mordor is destroyed or the ring is destroyed, it will go into the 4th age. And maybe just, you know, some more things will be unlocked. There was I don't know if that was Heirs of Elendil that did that. I think it might have been them. There was some mod that actually added it so that the dwarves and human factions actually started to get like a basic type of cannon. Like in the 4th age, but I can't remember what the parameters were. I knew Mordor had to be destroyed, but I don't remember what submod that was for. But I mean, no, I don't think this is ever happening in the official mod. There's only so many unit slots. They're all basically filled up as it is. And of course, you know, now we have ant catapults, and I don't think that was completely necessary. I feel like you could have just gave them, you know, they could have just done, you know, maybe like elven catapults or something. But I mean, it is what it is. It's kind of nice how the ants do that. It's too bad you can't really have a unit, like a model for like a unit that actually throws the rocks. That would be kind of cool. I feel like that might be possible because, oh, yes. Yes, we got it. The Merchants Guild headquarters. I am so surprised no one else took that. That's going to help our income a lot, although we are being blockaded. But even, oh my goodness, that was 159 gold. This is the end of the barracks event, and you can now train all your forces. Okay, well, that's not supposed to be here anymore. But that is very cool. I don't think we actually unlocked anything. Please tell me we didn't lose anything from that. I hope that didn't actually change anything. No, we still have everything. That's good. I would be very upset if that actually changed the recruitment. But I think we're okay. But yeah, so we will need to get rid of this ship because, man, you're taking away all our trades. So we were making like 6,300 with Coruscant earlier. Cool, we sunk their battleship. And once we get rid of that, we're at 5,800. Are they blockading? Oh, they're blockading the Burka. Admiral Barkujan, we need to get rid of you. What? No, what happened? We lost both of our ships? How? Even if we had outnumbered them, how did we lose both? Oh no, what? Oh no, our poor admiral, I can't believe that. We should not have lost that battle. Well, at least we're recruiting new ships, so we'll get 2 more next turn. I'm really curious to see how much money Coruscant would be making from sea trade now. Oh, I cannot believe that. How did he sink both ships? That never happens. Oh well, now we don't really have any money to upgrade our settlements, but that's okay. We'll grab the Great Hall in Mordatel so we can unlock the higher tier barracks. But man, that is absurd, honestly. That is completely absurd. We Norway will have to deal with that army. And yeah, we'll actually give him the ballista. We might as well. Now, we are under siege at Logarth, so we need to deal with that army. Get them off of us. I'm tempted just to auto-resolve it. I don't really want to fight that small force. Let's see how this goes. 84, that's not bad. That saves us some time too. They didn't take our ransom, so that's okay. But yeah, we didn't really lose any important units, so I'll take that. We might have just lost them in the garrison. We can attack Dorthalu. What do they have in here? They have Captain Gorgaz, a ballista. Okay, that won't be an issue. I just want to check how we're doing on time. Okay, we are 50 minutes in, you know, after I do some editing. But I think that we'll have to do it for this episode. So I will just go ahead and save it here. And then next episode, we'll continue attacking Rhûn. Hopefully take out this admiral. I can't believe that, guys. That is absurd that he took out 2 of our ships just like that. So we'll need to take revenge on to him. I'm glad we started training more ships. But yeah, that will do it for this map. I guess we'll take a look at the world. I mean, for a fact, I know what Rhûn has. We have visual on them. I know all of this is Dol Guldur. And I know, like, pretty much where the map is. But yeah, let's take a look at the world, see what's going on. I feel like that's fair. I'm not gonna like try to look on the campaign, like on the visual map, and see what the units are. But basically, we scroll down here. Looks like it's pretty normal in this side of the world. Nothing too fancy. I mean, Dol Amroth kind of stalemating with Harad. Although Mordor does have Minas Tirith, they're besieging West Osgiliath, which for whatever reason Gondor decided to take. I hope Gondor can survive. They do have, you know, some powerful generals here, so hopefully they can push back this tide. Although, of course, the late game Mordor armies, because they have so many numbers and so many strong troops, it makes it hard for Gondor. I feel like maybe Gondor needs to have, like, another, like, these castles may be upgraded or something at the start, and maybe given a pre-built barracks. I feel like that might be a better way to balance them, because they are just getting crushed by Mordor in, like, every single instance. I've noticed that, of course, Rohan typically does really well now against Isengard, in my experience, at least in this campaign and a couple others. Of course, I've heard from other testers that it's kind of 50-50 here, so it's nice to see it, though. It's nice to see Rohan be able to push back Isengard, and then also help against Mordor, because Gondor needs that. Gondor needs Rohan to help them win this fight. Angmar, of course, you know, they've pushed out as far as Angmar does, but I think they're on the back foot now. I think it's at that point where Ered Luin is able to just bring out enough forces that they can actually start pushing against Angmar, alongside with the Dunedain kind of holding their ground. And when Angmar does overextend like this, and they send their armies into Bree, that's when Bree's like, oh, we can't have you here, we're going to take you out. And they are besieging Osul, but King Aragorn's here, they have a whole army, they're going to do just fine. Although they did lose Fenris-Durin into the goblins. But Khazad-dûm has Khazad-dûm West, and they have Fenholm? No, they don't have Fenholm. And they don't have anything else, but it is nice that they have both cities here, so they can definitely start pumping out troops, put some hurt onto the goblins here. When the goblins go, there will just be a big chain reaction where Dunlin falls, and then the elves can go up here. And then eventually they can deal with Gundabad, who's also being held back by the dwarves. This is nice to see. Dwarves aren't really doing anything up here in Rhûn. They don't have Skarn. And they're not even pushing any forces to their east. They are solely focused on their west right now. Dale, looks like their forces, they're limited here. I'm sure they have more armies sent out around the map. But I'm not going to try to look too close to our borders. And the elves, I mean, they're not really doing anything. they have two armies. Like, they have two full armies, like, well, two half stacks and another, like, quarter stack here. So they could definitely push on here and push out south, but I guess they might be at war with Gundabad also, and they might be sending forces up that way. But yeah, that will go ahead and do it for this episode. So I will be getting this one uploaded first thing in the morning after I get it processed and edited. So thank you for watching, guys. If you've made it this far, just go ahead and consider slapping that like button, or don't. You know, it doesn't really matter, although it kind of does. It helps that algorithm, and I like to see the feedback. But yeah, guys, until next time.